Hi, this is Taylor, and we are continuing with our leveled learning centers with Among the Hidden by Margaret Peterson Haddix. When you go to your center, you will find two sheets of paper. There will be one paper with the directions that everybody can share, and there will be one worksheet that you will be working on. So let's begin. This one is called Who Would You Side With? In Among the Hidden, we learned that Jen had a chat room where she would talk to other children who are in hiding. You're a child in hiding and you happen to stumble on the chat room that Jen uses. Directions 1. Respond to the chat bubbles as if you're a child in hiding. Be sure to answer Jen's questions. On the bottom of the page, decide on if you are going to join Jen. Explain why or why not. Be sure to use complete sentences. Share your response with your group members. Did you all say the same thing? Are some of you divided on what to do? Discuss your answers. Now you will need to bring a pencil or a pen as your materials used for this center. Now your worksheet should look like this, except obviously no answers, blanks. And here are Jen's chat bubbles. Now the first one says, we need to stop the population police. Do any of you agree with me? And then it goes, are you thinking of joining my cause? All of us need to be together. It's not that dangerous. I need to know if you are coming or not. We all need to gather and be strong. What do you have to lose? Now, I want you to think clearly on what you would personally decide if you were in Luke's or Jen's position. There is no right or wrong answer. This is all an opinion based, but I want you to be able to support your answer with reasoning that you feel is accurate to this cause. Now for this learning center, this is for the medium level learners. I wanted them to think about if they were in a different perspective and a different point of view besides their own, because it's very easy to say, oh, I would side with Jen because it's the right thing to do. But when we're reading books, especially books that are set in the past or in the future, we have to try to contextualize the events and the outcomes of what would happen, which can make it very morally hard to read and to engage in what the text is saying. So the standards I chose for this, I chose 3 different standards. I did the LAFS 6.SL.1.1, engage effectively in a range of collaborative discussions, which are one-on-one, in groups, or teacher-led, with diverse partners on 6th grade topics, texts, and issues, putting on each other's ideas and expressing their own clearly. Then I did LAFS K12.R.1.3, analyze how and why individuals, events, and ideas develop and interact over the course of a text. The reason why I chose that standard is because the chat room is like is almost like the climax in the text. It's the turning point to how Luke and Jen view their situation and view themselves, and it helps basically have Luke change his beliefs and views into being like, oh, I just need to hide because it's the right thing to do, to, is this right? Is this what I should be doing? And the last standard I chose is LAFS 6.L.1.1, demonstrate command of the conventions of standard English grammar and uses when writing or speaking. Now, that standard is because I want them to support their text. Now, they don't need to necessarily support their text with reasoning from the book. This is more of an opinionated, critical, and creative thinking. However, they still need to use propaganda grammar when supporting their tests and proper sentence structure. Now, the rubric for this, it still has the same 16 total points like all the other centers, and it still has the 2 main components as following the directions, like I followed all the directions or I followed some of the directions, and it still has the neatness aspect with cleaning up your centers. However, I did change the 2 other main components, so I swapped them out. I did answered questions on the worksheet and shared responses. So there's 4 questions they're answering. They're replying to Jen's text bubbles, and then they're deciding on if they're going to join Jen or not. And they need to be able to answer those in complete sentences, and they must answer them fully in order to receive full credit. And then sharing their responses with group members. Now, I'm not expecting all the group members to have the same response, and neither should they. They're all thinking independently but they're all acting as if they are third children and hiding. So some may be too scared, or some may be ready to going forth and try to fight the population police. They need to discuss that amongst themselves to see. Now, they're not going to change their answers based on the discussion, but instead they need to show the group like why they chose this answer. So it's a collaborative discussion on basically on gaining empathy and understanding of all the different reasonings behind a cause or an event.